Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, Ubisoft has really stepped in it with this Assassin's Creed Shadows game that has come out. The first game ever based in Japan, and not only the Japanese government and the Japanese people are completely and totally outright rejecting this erasure and rewriting of history that this game is trying to do, completely and totally ignoring their own rich and cultural heritage that they've got out there in Japan with amazing, wonderful stories out there, completely and totally rejecting that for a one-off story about a character that honestly didn't exist in the way they are trying to portray them in the game in any way, shape, or form. And this is something that has come as a great disappointment to a lot of Assassin's Creed fans out there who really enjoyed a lot of the historical accuracy, although sometimes there were liberties taken, but at least they were stories representing the people and the cultures that they were being based in. Well, of course, that is the direct opposite of what has happened with Ubisoft and the Assassin's Creed Shadows. So not only are the Japanese rejecting this, not only is the Western culture out there completely and pushing back against that in America, but ladies and gentlemen, there was a little expo over the weekend in France, and guess what? It's not just the Americans and the Japanese that are upset and not putting up with this game's nonsense, because the French aren't interested either. Because, ladies and gentlemen, report Assassin's Creed Shadows booth receives sparse traffic at Japan Expo, ladies and gentlemen. So, contrary to all the pushback, all of the nonsense and all the kind of BS arguments that people try to make, it's just a bunch of grifters out there on the internet trying to roast us and make views and money off of this. Most people don't actually care about that. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, Assassin's Creed fans do absolutely care, and we've got the picture evidence out there to prove it, because absolutely no one is interested in Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it's just going to be the latest in the long laundry list of companies, though the go woke, go broke adage absolutely applies, and Assassin's Creed Shadows is just the latest proof of that once again. So, boys and girls, we're going to get into the article from That Park Place, get you all of the juicy details, and show you the pictorial evidence of exactly what we're saying to be true. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe and or follow if you have not already, because we're getting closer to 800 over on Rumble. We just crossed it on YouTube, and we're getting closer to 900, and I could not do that without every single one of you. And if you do enjoy our content, make sure you leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think about the Ubisoft stuff, and definitely check out the links in the description down below on how you can help support this channel. But if nothing else, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section down below. I do try to reply to as many of the comments as I possibly can. All right. From John F. Trent over at That Park Place. A report claims that Ubisoft's booth at Japan Expo for Assassin's Creed Shadows received sparse traffic throughout the weekend. A 3-day event, boys and girls, and hardly anybody showed up to it. So, ex-user RC166 shared photos from the convention on July 12th and commented, "The other booths were crowded, but the Assassin's Creed Shadows booth, as you can see, the chairs were used as resting spots. I wonder if the French are angry too." And as you can see here from the pictures, literally, people are sitting on them and nobody's even looking at their videos. They're turned completely around. Ladies and gentlemen, it is empty over there. And of course, shout out to Grums, former World of Warcraft team lead. Grums would react to this post and share more information from his sources on the ground. First, he stated, "The bad news and outright awful mistakes Ubisoft is making are just piling up. There is more than what I can post in a day. The Assassin's Creed booth was empty at Japan Expo compared to the other crowded booths. Even the French don't seem to be excited for this game." And guess what? Nobody's excited for this game. Even the French recognize the writing on the wall, the absolute BS that is going on with this kind of identity politics insertion into absolutely every aspect of our culture, and especially our video games. And even they have been rejecting this kind of nonsense and pushing back against it in their own country. And guess what? They see what you are trying to do, and they are not putting up with it. And shout out to the French. Holy cow, I didn't think those were words that would ever come out of my mouth, but shout out to the French for not wanting anything to do with this abomination of a game as well. On July 14th, he added, just got a report from someone at Japan Expo. Ubisoft staff are asking that anyone using the seats at the Assassin's Creed Shadows booth to turn around and to face their screen. People are using them as benches to watch the much more popular Nintendo booth across the way. Nobody cares about Ubisoft. And here's the pictures you can see right here. You got a lot of the people sitting here. Nobody's paying attention. They're looking at the benches. They're looking off in all the different directions, looking at the Nintendo stuff over here. This chick right here, clearly looking at the Luigi Mansion stuff. There's a couple of guys over here sitting. This chick ain't paying attention at all. Nobody's paying attention. And there's your Ubisoft staff right there. I mean, literally, what do you got here? 5, 6 people being turned around. You got maybe one person back here casually looking at things. And now look at the Nintendo booth. Look at everybody and their mother looking at all of that kind of stuff. This is pathetic. Next, he showed another photo from the booth and wrote, another shot of the Assassin's Creed Shadows booth. They are showing exclusive gameplay, but it's the same video they already posted to YouTube. If you stay till the very end, Ubisoft gives you a bag of goodies, and yet still, no one, hardly anyone at all over there. This should be standing room only. If this was any other Assassin's Creed game, it would be standing room only. I guarantee it. So the official Assassin's Creed France account on X had previously promised the booth would give potential players an immersive experience when it initially promoted it back on July 11th. However, it is quickly discovered that the katana shown in the picture was a reproduction of One Piece's Sendai Kutsu that was wielded by Roanoa Zoro and sold by Freenomen. It's not even an exclusive to the game. It's literally just a replica. It's a reproduction of another sword that was already put out there. That is pathetic. So on top of using the One Piece katana, Grums would also share posts from Japanese users accusing Ubisoft of using terms in the game without permission. He wrote, so Ubisoft has raided Japanese culture, appropriating vast swaths of it without permission, and they are very upset. It was not approached with any respect. Lantern and other artifacts taken without permission. This is one of many examples of the Japanese keep sending me, but Ubisoft calls them racist grifters who complain. Don't buy Assassin's Creed Shadow. Absolutely. One of the individuals accused Ubisoft of using an octagonal lantern from Toji Temple without receiving permission. When asked the Toji Temple's public relations officer, he told us he does not approve any commercial use and is aware that it has been used without permission by Assassin's Creed. After checking the footage, he confirmed that is an octagonal lantern from the Toji Temple and is currently discussing the matter. They are literally just ripping stuff off left and right without any concern, without any consideration whatsoever for Japanese culture or Japanese heritage in any way whatsoever. This is just more examples of this right here. We have received 2 pieces of concept art previously released for Assassin's Creed of the flagship battleship Soren without permission. The group was given the opportunity to apologize and it was accepted. The art in question will not be used or distributed any further beyond this date. Except for including in the artwork of the collector's edition. We deeply apologize for this matter. Literally, they've been called out time and time again for ripping things off, touching things they're not supposed to, and guess what? It is another example of an abomination, an absolute abysmal failure that they have done once again, because guess what? Ubisoft never cared about Japanese culture. The people that currently run that company have no desire whatsoever to respect the heritage or respect the lore or respect the history of Japan. No, they have one interest and one interest only, and that is pushing their agenda and utilizing your history, your culture, and your video games out there to do it. And they will sacrifice anything on the altar to their agenda. They are mindless cult drones that will continue to push this stuff non-stop. Ubisoft, you have lost your mind. You have been infected by the spirit of the age, and you are getting exactly what you deserve. You decide to double down and allow this cancer to completely and totally take over your company, and now it has gotten to a point where not only have you offended an entire country and their heritage, but you have caused the entire world to completely and totally be de-interested in any of your kind of nonsense BS that you are pushing out there. We are rejecting your erasure and your reimagining of of Japan's wonderful and rich heritage and culture. And guess what? You've also disappointed all of the Assassin's Creed fans out there with all of your nonsense and BS. So go ahead. Go woke, go broke, Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft, I cannot wait to watch this game disastrously dumpster fire of a failure and how few how few sales you actually get, and the hundreds of millions of dollars you will lose on this game. It's exactly what you deserve, Ubisoft. After all, you did it to yourself.